Where are you guys located? When was 034 started? How? Well, we're located in Fremont, California. Um, we're right up the street from Tesla, which is also in Fremont, California. Fremont's about 20 minutes from Silicon Valley, what you would consider, you know, the Apple campus, Google, eBay,
Microsoft,
Facebook.
eBay.
Um, you know, all you can kind of drive through that Sunnyvale,
Yeah,
Santa Clara
pick a
region.
tech industry,
Yeah, and
Oracle,
they're all
Cisco,
there.
whatever you want.
So well, certainly I kind of grew up in this kind of high tech Silicon Valley uh, neighborhood, and when I graduated from college in the late '90s, uh, I graduated into the dot com boom. The internet was just taking hold. People were starting to use it. Um, Everybody was trying to figure out how can you make money on this thing. Uh, there was almost no e-commerce at the time. A lot of people were afraid of e-commerce, thought wasn't secure, and it really wasn't. Um, and so I kind of came out into this world of startups and um, raising money and venture capital, Series A, you know, funding rounds and things like that. And so I did that for about 3 or 4 years, and I also survived through the boom and the bust. And so when the whole stock market went belly up on high tech stocks in the early 2000s, that was very traumatic for me in my career because uh, basically I don't know half the companies around this area went out of business in like a month. And so everyone was unemployed, and so for a while I was kind of thinking, what can I do that I think is fun. I always knew I wanted to start my own business. I just didn't know what I would do, and I was super into Audis. I was I have a very obsessive personality when it comes to hobbies, and so when I get into something, I really get into it. And I started, playing with Audis in the late '90s, and the 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 amazing thing at that point was you take like an Audi 4000 and you put an Audi 5000 turbo engine in it. You take it from 115 horsepower to like 220. And you could even get it up to about 250, which is what the new B5 S4 at the time had, which was kind of like the benchmark of horsepower for Audis. And then there was all this Audi rally heritage that many of us in that community really resonated with. So I started doing 034 in about 2001, 2002, and it came out of this effort to create an EFI system to replace the CIS system that was on these older cars, which was called continuous injection system, which was basically a pump that would force pressure through a metering unit that would just spray an atomized stream of fuel all the time, not sequential, not pulsed like a EFI injector would be. And so that was a very limited system. And if you really wanted to make a lot more power, like if you wanted to make like 400 horsepower, like the Honda guys were at the time, you needed EFI. So I put my focus into creating one of the first fully sequential EFI systems for a five cylinder. At the time, there was things like electromotive, um, SDS, EFI. Mega Squirt still really wasn't out yet, and those could only do even cylinders, so that you could do two cylinders, four cylinders, six, eight.
Yeah, I mean they could do fueling if you wanted one batch injection for everything.
Yeah, there's
Ignition was
semi.
all, yeah, ignition was kind of
A
off the
lot of
table.
people would run like four sequential channels, and they'd batch two injectors, so two of the cylinders would fire at the same time, and you could sort of kind of like split the difference. But um, what me and the team I was working with at the time came up with was an ECU that could calculate crankshaft position anywhere in 360 degrees down to less than 1 degree of accuracy. And then the ECU could fire a coil and an injector at any degree time within that. So now it didn't matter how many cylinders you had. You had crankshaft positions, and you had a coil and an injector, and you could fire them whenever you wanted to. And so it created a very powerful um, engine management control system. Then in the early 2000s was only out there, and that ultimately launched 034's success. I think in like 2003, um, I sold like $100,000 worth of those ECUs. In 2004, I sold like 350,000, and I was putting all the money back in the company, so I wasn't clocking, and that was my revenue. So I was coming away with some amount of profit, and I just kept putting that money back into the business. And by 2005 in April, I quit my day job and started with 034. It was rough in the beginning. Nate came on.
There wasn't a lot to
Yeah,
a lot of cushion anywhere.
basically didn't pay myself for a year, and I lived off of some savings. And my dad gave me some money to help me make ends meet during that time. And when I brought Nate on, I basically wasn't paying him either. I think I was paying Nate like $200 or $300 a week or something. It was just like, we were all going in debt just trying to get it off the ground.
Yeah, we saw where it was going.
But by '06, it was profitable. It was running. We had probably 10, 15 employees.
Yep.
And by 2000 and by '08 the market crashed. We had about 20
It was
employees.
fun.
That was rough. We survived that, no problem, but we survived. It was very stressful. And by like 2012, we had more than doubled the company from '08. We were up to about 30, 35 employees, and more revenue than I could ever imagine. I mean, the company, I kind of looked at it as like a small little lifestyle business of, I've done the .com stuff, I've done the startups, I've gone and raised money for startups, I've done stock options, all that crap. I'm over it. I want to start a business. I don't want to be in debt to anyone. I want to own it. I want to control it. I don't want a board of directors that I have to report to. I want to do everything the way I know how it should be done, and I want to have complete control. And so I was just thinking, if I could have like 5 or 10 employees and we could do a couple $1 million a year, that would be like the lifestyle that I wanted to live. And of course, we did a lot of things right, and it took off like crazy. So it's been quite a ride ever since. Nate's been through every moment of it, thick and thin.
Some ups and some downs.
Yeah,
Thankfully, a lot more ups.
and yeah, way more ups and downs, and the spot that we're at today is incredible. So
Yeah.
um, we finally truly have the resources to do the things that we've always dreamt of doing and wanted to do, and we're fully enabled to kind of create the level of success that we believe has always been
Yeah, and
there.
it's funny now that the company is, that original, product that was the core and was everything that we, we've started all this with is non-existent now.
Well, we stopped selling that like 6, 7 years
Yeah,
ago,
it's not even,
which
we
was
can't
crazy.
we can't support it or sell it at all anymore.
Yeah.
But it's still, the roots of that product are still something that's pretty strong in our company. It's, we started off, we've been calibrating engines and doing software calibration for 15 plus years now.
Yeah.
And we come from a world where we had complete control over everything that we wanted to calibrate.
Yeah, that's
we,
right.
we designed the ECU. We did everything. We knew down to every little detail how this all worked from the inside to the outside to the calibration to the tuning to the core
Yeah.
of the ECU itself. So that's kind of where our tuning strategy started. Back 15 years ago, and we kind of carry that through even today, where if the OEM ECU is not doing what we want, we dig into it and bend it to our will because we know what we're trying to accomplish with it. So
Yeah.
even though we're not selling those ECUs anymore, we kind of still have some. It's built a foundation for a lot of what we do sell currently.
Yeah. So I'm probably ADHD or something. I've never been tested, but
I'm sure I am.
yeah, I think all of us here are to a degree, and where that could be a possible negative. The positive is that we're not good at doing boring stuff. We like to do exciting things. We like to be engaged. We like what we do to matter to us, to be important. And the way my brain kind of works, it thinks about what it wants to think about. Sometimes sometimes Gary, our COO, teases me because when he starts talking, he starts getting in the weeds on operation stuff and Excel spreadsheets he's working on. I literally start yawning and I get tears in my eyes. That doesn't mean I don't appreciate what he does. We need him here to
Yep.
do that, but I'm not that guy, right? So I'm the guy that is good at the exciting car stuff, and the people stuff and the product stuff and the exciting new ideas and,
Yep.
and the direction and strategy forward. But one of my greatest accomplishments or achievements in my life, aside from marrying an amazing wife and building a family I'm very proud of, is the team that I've assembled here ultimately over the years. And that, I get to sit back and watch the work that they do and the things that they do that I could never do, and the things that they do so much better than I could ever do it if I tried to do it on my own, which at one point I did. I did everything on my own. Um, and so beyond what we've built and the products and everything is the people and what makes this place, the people that define what it is and make it work and make it as amazing as it is. That's one of my proudest accomplishments, is just finding all these people, bringing them in, and then letting them do their best work. That's I'd say, if I could say I've done anything right, it's that. And that's one of the most rewarding things to me about 034 Motorsports. And all right, let's move on. But that's a good little brief. If you go on our YouTube channel and watch some of our um, videos about the company too, I go into more detail on different
Good
areas.
note. Yeah,
too.
you're going to making chili as well.
Yeah, very proud of the chili actually. That could be even better.
I can't wait till we're able to have more people out here again.
Yeah,
And
those
get
are
to
really
share
fun.
that with everybody. The
Yeah.
chili, but as well as
Well, I think that's the cool thing about
the company.
our open houses is not only do I get to see the people that work here that make it happen, but then I get to see like how what we do affects the broader market and enthusiast market. The people that love what we do and that love the same things that we love, we get to see how many of those people we're actually influencing and helping, and that's very rewarding as well.